Okay, I'm live now. We had a little bit of technical difficulty just a few seconds ago. We're going to give everybody a minute and let them come back in because it just sort of is what it is. Sometimes we just have a technical glitch and we roll with it. We do what we got to do. So, anyways, we're going to give a few seconds. Just let me say right now, happy Monday. Welcome back to Travel Talk Mondays. Very excited about that. It's always exciting when we start new things. Hey, Callie, thanks for coming over. We'll have to tell our friends, how are you? I hope you're having a great night. So I am back in the studio today, which is very exciting, getting a lot of work done, and just got back from another big trip. We'll talk about that. We've got a lot of things going on. Tons of weather stuff going on. Oh my gosh, we've got to talk about that. We've got a huge list, but I want to make sure we get everybody back on board. Get right back on the live stream before we go anywhere. Hey, Tina, thanks for letting me know. I don't know what happened. My internet is really fast, so it must have been something maybe on StreamYard's in. It can happen. It happens every once in a while. I've got crazy hair today. Oh my gosh, look at this. See, I'm gonna pick on myself. Look at that. Hey, Kelly. So how are you? What's going on, kiddo? We're gonna talk about some big topics today. Nothing too crazy, but we are going to talk about, what's been going on with the weather and people that are traveling and stuff going on right now and other things, and new trips coming up. So let me get this shared out so people know. If you could do me a favor and share it out, I really would appreciate it too. But yeah, we'll see what's going on. Let me see if we can get everybody back on the stream. So let's start with the basics. Oh, here we go. Had to go out and come back in. Otherwise, it was looping. I know. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. It is what happened. Welcome to technology. Had a really interesting discussion today on AI. We can talk about that one a little later too. But got some topics. We've got lots of topics. Let's see if all my little gadgets and gizmos are working too. So give me 2 seconds here. Let's see if we can get going. Here we go. All right, it's podcast time. Let's start the RV Travel Talk podcast starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to RV Travel Talk. Thanks for being here. We're going to talk about lots of things today. We've got lots of topics, beginning with weather and traveling across the United States. What's going on in Eastern Tennessee and North Carolina? That's one thing to talk about, especially if you have any reservations or you want to see the fall colors there. Things are changing dramatically, as well as what's going on in Florida right now, awaiting the new Hurricane Milton. So a lot of people are evacuating. These storms, they're really bad. Things are coming back. So we've got to be talking about that a little bit. Other than that, our topic is also going to be some of these recalls. Lots and lots of recalls coming. Get ready for those fall appointments at your RV center. I know today I actually called my RV service center locally and made an appointment for November, because I know in November there's going to be a lot of fixes coming back. So we got to get ready, and we'll deal with that in just a little bit. Let's see who else got to jump back in here. We've got our friends. Callie's here. Deborah's here. Goose F16 is back. Yes. Outdoors with Den. Thanks for being here. Oh, and the Real Life with Adrian Roof. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate all of our friends and members joining us. If you are a member of the channel, just remember that you get the videos first. Typically, I put out the videos on Saturdays, and our members get them by Wednesday. So we get to have the behind the scenes question and answers before it even comes out, which is always a good time. Plus, there's lots of discounts and things on my website. If you go to Charlie Grace Adventures, you can take a look on there. I am doing a lot of product reviews right now and getting you some awesome discounts. So before Christmas season starts, thinking about like, what do you want to get or get for someone else? I'm getting some discounts you might want to share with some people. So you know me, always looking for the deal, always looking for something cool, and letting you know things that work and don't work, which is nice. So I opened up 4 boxes today. And some are really cool. Some are absolutely worth thinking about buying and getting. So excited about that one. Okay, there we go. There we go. As my buddy says, hit that like button. Absolutely. Hit that like and subscribe button. That's the way it works, guys. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or listening on a podcast, we really appreciate your being here. All right, so let's talk about the bad weather. Bad weather. So we want to support and be understanding of what's going on throughout the United States for bad weather, whether it be forest fires, floods, tornadoes, things such as that. But I think we've had an unprecedented situation with the hurricane landfall last time with Hurricane Helene in East Tennessee and in West North Carolina specifically. And what I want to show you is, and I'm learning more and more about this myself, because I do have friends that are there, and they're talking to me about, what's going on and where can I drive and where can I not drive. So let's talk about this for a little bit. So if you go to, you can go to Google Maps actually, and if you scroll in a little bit, you're going to notice Exactly. These big red, it says northeastern Tennessee floods, West Carolina floods. It'll take you to a page. It'll show you all sorts of information where you can find things of what's going on. Information is really the key right now. People are trying to find out where they can get assistance, how they can get help, how they can get evacuated. And, a lot of people had campground reservations there. There are a lot of amazing campgrounds. So this is something that we were talking about is what do I do if I have reservations? Do I still have them? Can I even get to them? What's it going to look like? So please, please, please make sure you call the place that you have reservations for. And a lot of these places, that especially the locally owned ones, they're devastated. I mean, not only has it taken away their livelihood and the friends and family that live around them, the workers that work there, a lot of people are still keeping their campground reservations in a way to support those campgrounds and help them get back on their feet. Because it's one thing to have a disaster like this. It's another to completely lose your livelihood and not be able to help others. So I know for a fact there are some other things happening that people are helping with. Let me share my screen on this and show you. I've got a few things I want to share with you right now. Biltmore Estate. People asked about the Biltmore in Asheville. This is something that they're like, what exactly happened at the actual estate? I like to call it my summer home. But the village that surrounds it in the low-lying areas, that became the issue. It really, all the water, if you've ever gone to the Biltmore, I just want you to take a look at, this is the entrance when you come from Biltmore Village into it, and it's just a muddy mess, an absolute muddy mess. So my understanding is, trying to get it in around there is just not as plausible as it sounds. So it's going to take a while. It's going to take a long time before they get things back on track. The whole village was flooded, and it is full of mud. Now, as far as the house itself, this is my understanding. The house and the winery and the gardens they received minimal damage. So that's fantastic, if any. So that's great news because it's pretty high up there. But they lost a few of the animals and a lot of the pasture lands because it was on low-lying field. So if you have reservations to the Biltmore, just be aware, once again, that's closed down for a while too. My friend Broken Nomad says, I donate coffee every year to random SAR teams, SAR teams. When they get deployed, at least they have Joe. Well, that's sweet. That's a great idea. I know. Search and rescue, just so you guys know what that is. I know. Search and rescue teams. And don't forget about those search and rescue dogs. I know the death toll is over 200 right now regarding Hurricane Helene, and that's very, very sad. But this is something that we just need to talk about and be prepared for. This was something we had really no way of preparing for in this other than evacuating and trying to do your best. Right now, the one thing we can do is for our friends and family that are in Florida that are going to be impacted by this next hurricane. Let's talk about that one. Let me share my screen because this is important, guys. I've been looking at this and trying to figure out how we can discuss this with the best possible information. And I'm just praying for many of our friends and family in the Tampa area. This is going all the way up to Hermosa Springs, all the way up to Chiefland, all on that western side, St. Petersburg, Tampa, down to Sarasota, Arcadia. They're expecting a significant the hurricane warning. I know the winds are quite a bit. Now, there's lots of other areas that we're watching how this comes in. It's going to go all the way across Florida. So not only is it going to bring, of course, these heavy winds, but also a lot of water. So if you are camping in those areas and you are not moving northbound, it might be time. I understand this is going to hit Wednesday. So unfortunately, we're thinking about y'all, but now knowing what we know and knowing what we've gone through with Hurricane Helene, if you want to try to stay there, we get it. There's a lot of people who just, don't have any place else to go, but just be aware of if you have the ability to evacuate and the area is designated, please do so. Please do so. All right, let me stop sharing my screen. So weather, it's a big deal. What can I say? Let me know where you guys are today. What state you're in, not state of confusion, but if you're like in Oklahoma, California, New York, Northeast, let me know you're okay. And if you have someone or a business that you know of that's already been impacted by the Hurricane Helene, let me know, because that's what we use our Smile Fund for. I know there's a few kitchens that have been cooking meals, not only for the people that have been impacted, but for all the search and rescue teams, all the first responders, people who are going out and trying to work. We now know that the time frame that for I-40 going back from Tennessee and North Carolina is minimally till next September 2025. So we're going to have to come up with new ways of getting around Eastern Tennessee and Western North Carolina. It's going to be really interesting. Our daughters are down in Florida. I know. I've been thinking about that. I know a lot of people in the Tampa area, and I'm a little concerned. So we're doing the best we can. But if anyone is in need of a place to stay and they want to like come a little further up north, we understand. There's definitely places that we can put people. We are in Georgia. Got power back last Tuesday. Yes, a lot of people are just getting their power turned back on. Um, it's a big deal. It's absolutely a big deal. Yep. I've been thinking about that. There's lots of things. Um, you know, state parks. So I'm a big state park fan. And I think there's a video. There it is. Hurricane Helene 2024 park closings now for the rest of the year. So this is on NC State Parks on Instagram. So most events and programs at state parks have been canceled through October 31st. They only have most of their parks in North Carolina on the East Coast and midsection are open, but anything on the West Coast, check it out. They're not going to be open for a while. Not going to happen. Sorry, guys. Wish I had better news for you. All right, enough talks about hurricane and bad weather. Sorry, guys. Sorry to start off with a bummer, but it's important, and we've always talked about being prepared. So, as RVers, we have to think about safety first, and not just having food and water, flashlights and batteries, all those kind of things that you should have, medical supplies. Do you have enough water to last you for 7 days? Things like that. Or, are your tanks full? Whatever it looks like, making sure that you're safe and ready to go. A lot of these people who did have an RV, at least they have the generator working. We had friends, of course. A lot of you guys know Columbus Mark in North Carolina. He was very blessed to have his Pleasureway RV van in his backyard. So at least he had electricity with his RV and he could run his charge his phones and things like that. But they didn't have cell service. So Starlink has been a blessing too for a lot of people, as long as you could power it. So we're going back to power, water, internet. These are big things. Huge things to think about, guys, when you get in the preparedness situation. Gotta love it. All right, so let's see. There's a few things I want to bring up. You guys have asked me a few questions this past week. I brought up the other day that the adventure van had some moments. So let's talk about the camper van news, shall we? Okay, so camper van news. Here's the deal. My camper van, my adventure van, people have been asking me, what are you going to do with it? Now that you've got the new Winnebago Echo, are you going to keep it? Are you going to sell it? Are you going to rent it? What's going on? Well, I think I've decided that I really would like to bless someone with a really cool van. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but I think if someone is really interested in van life and they'd like to have an impeccably maintained van with a lot of extras like really cool new lithium batteries and nice, back end with a big monster box and things like that. So you have all this really cool stuff. Let me know because I'm going to be taking bids, I think, on this van. I think I'm going to sell it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to sell it, but I want to sell it to the right person who can really enjoy it and just be a part of the van life culture and really get out there and use it because it really has been a fantastic van. So once again, my adventure van will probably be going up for sale in the next couple weeks. It's going to be sort of sad, but I really, really like her and she's great and she runs like a top. So just putting it out there. I'll be putting some stuff out, probably put it on RV Trader. So we'll be out there for sale nationally. And there are a lot of people out there that could use it. And I just talked to a lady not too long ago in Florida who was looking for a bug out van. And this would be perfect. One of those things you could just get in the van and go. You'd have your own electricity. You'd have a water tank. You could take showers. You could use the restroom. It's a great thing for that. So I think these bug out vans are going to have a lot more, usability in the future, unfortunately. But that's the big thing in the camper van. When it comes to the Winnebago Echo, I think I said something about every Sunday she gives me a surprise. Every Sunday. Gotta love it. There's my friend from Miami. Hey, there's Naj. Hey, how do you buy? I'm so late. Hey, no worries, sweetheart. You were always on time. If anything, we're just worried about all of our Florida friends. So hope you're doing okay. And Deborah's here too. Hey, Deborah, good to see you as well. So the Echo has been fantastic, but so far I've had 2 flat tires. Now, I think I have come to the conclusion, this is very important, guys, the conclusion that although I was very excited to get a tire pressure monitoring system, very excited. I love it, love it, love it. Very easy to read, very easy to install. Just screw it on the little valve stem, thing. It turns on and beeps and it shows me exactly what I have. Shows me the temperature, shows me the tire pressure. It's chargeable. I could stick it on my little dash. I could put it wherever I want. Love, love, love this thing. The first flat tire Wasn't really sure why it was flat. The second flat tire, I knew exactly why it was flat. The valve stem became the issue. My only 2 tires on my Winnebago Echo that had rubber valve stems and not metal valve stems like you would see in a truck tire or on the inside of these dualies. The pressure of this is my theory, just my theory, but I'm almost 100% positive on this. The theory is that the tire pressure monitoring system had enough weight to it to wiggle that at high speeds. And granted, I've been driving a lot. Okay. So I have about 8,000 miles on this rig now. I mean, I've got a lot of miles. So if you think about it, that's a lot of wobbling back and forth. And that's what caused the flat tire. So I'm going to have a conversation, with the tire pressure monitoring system to let people know that if you were going to have that kind of tire, you need to consider, getting a metal valve stem so that this does not occur to you. So if you have a tire pressure monitoring system at home, let me know because I think that's going to be something we probably should think about. But I want them to start informing their people, the people who purchase this aftermarket, that this could happen to them too, and this we could save a whole bunch of time. Not that I didn't enjoy, sitting on the side of the road or in a parking lot or whatever, making a sandwich and hanging out with my dog for 2-3 hours, waiting on someone to help me change my tire, things like that. So I learned a couple things. One, I need a better jack. If you don't have a jack that can get your rig up to change a tire, probably better get one. For years, when I drove the adventure van, I never had a spare tire. I can't believe I went out doing this stuff. I finally had to get a spare tire holder. Very excited, bought a spare tire, brand new spare tire on the adventure van. Whoever's going to buy this is getting a really cool deal. They're going to get a new spare tire, all this cool stuff. But it's nice. It's really, so yeah, so that's going to be on my list if I need a jack for sure. And then make sure you always have good work gloves too, because you're going to get dirty and messy. And I always have work gloves no matter what. So it's one of those things. Let's see what some of the comments we're getting right here. Goose F16 says, Charlie, I agree 100%. I'm going to change mine too. Yes. Goose has got a Winnebago Echo too. We're all doing it. We're all living through all these, I call it these learning curve moments from the solar recall and now onto this one. Johnny Lightning's here. Thank you so much for being here. I think your theory is right. My TPMS system recommends metal valve stems. I have a tire minder. Good. See, there you go. I wish they would have said that when I purchased it. That would have saved me a little bit. But I know. But at least you had brie. Yes, I did have brie cheese. Yeah, I know. For people who know me, they know I always have like really good charcuterie in the van at all times. It's always, if you're going to have a flat tire, at least you can have a good snack, right? I love this. Hey, Joe, good to see you. Brand new spare tire. Yes, it's nice to have a full size, brand new spare tire at all times. I'm glad I had it. It was nice. It was really good to just have that taken care of and go from there. Naja's like, no spare tire. I know. What was I thinking? I was just like living life, running around all over the country with no spare tire. I was a crazy woman. I know this. Wearing gloves are essential to keep the hands clean. Well, that's true. It's true. But also, you cut your hands a lot when you start working on things because, you move and twist and turn and it's a thing. And so it just gives you that added little oomph to get the job done. What's a flat tire without a snack or two? That's right. Tell me, Johnny, that's what you do. Yeah. And this time I was smart. This time I actually was at a gas station and I noticed on my tire pressure monitoring system it was going down. I was like, sort of like when I went around and took a picture of it to see if there was something I could see. And I noticed the valve stem, just a little crack or something. I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to get to the next exit. Because I was going to Buc-ee's. Let's be honest here. I was getting gas someplace. They didn't have gas. And I thought, well, I'll make it to the next exit because there's a Buc-ee's. And you know how much I love a Buc-ee's, right? Everybody loves Buc-ee's. And it was $2.97. Is that right? $2.97 for diesel. Can't beat that. Can't beat that with a stick. So by the time I started to go up to the next exit, I couldn't even make it to the next exit. I had a flat tire. So I pulled off. Thank goodness I was near Bowling Green, Kentucky. And that was where the Corvette Museum was. I just pulled in there, waited, relaxed, had lots of space for Rosie to run around. She had a great time. I had my brie, sandwiches, things like that. It was fine. It was totally fine. It all works out. Ruth said she wished she could buy an adventure van, but we have to land clear. I know. Well, you've got some really great things coming up. I'm telling you what. But I'm thinking the adventure van's probably going to need to go to someone who needs a bug out van. Really. I think it's someone who lives in hurricane tornado land who needs a place to just take off and go. That's what it's probably going to be home for someone like that. I like that. Broken Note Mumad says, I'd buy your van and tow it behind mine, but I get like 5 miles to your gallon. Yeah. It's great. I love it. I love it. Okay, Naja's telling me she has two Jacks in your car. Well, yeah, that would be nice. But if one's named Jack, one's named John, that doesn't count. So, like the Jack that you pump up the tire with. I know what you're talking about. Jeez. Jai Lightning says there should be a good market in mid Florida right now. Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah. I like to, I'm not a good person. I've hardly ever sell my vehicles. I really don't. I hold on to them. I run them till I run them in the ground. But I just realized I didn't want to maintain two major rigs. I think that's sort of where I came to the realization. Not that I couldn't do it. It's just I'm trying to simplify things. After I downsized and started traveling more, especially my last trip, I was gone for a while. I just feel like I want to make sure that this is as maintained and run as best as possible. So I spent a lot of money on it and a lot of money maintaining it. So I just don't want it to sit there. It needs to get out and go. Broken Nomad says the only drawback to being used as a bio is a super low clearance. Yeah, I know. But it's okay. You mean bug out vehicle. I get it. It's a good van. It's a great van. It's fantastic. Okay, let's talk recalls. Recalls are a big deal. Okay, here we go. Deborah says, though, it's exhausting to maintain one RV, let alone two. It's true. It's a lot of work. It is a lot, from winterization, oil changes, all that kind of stuff, making sure all the systems work. And a new RV at that, a new RV at that is a lot of work. Just trying to make sure you understand what's going on. So I've really been learning a lot about it. And I think, and let's go backwards a little bit. I digress. Being a solo female traveler in a decent size RV that's really a boondocking, overlanding, all-wheel drive kind of vehicle, it's a pretty big vehicle. And learning how to park it, drive it is one thing. Learning how to maintain the actual vehicle itself is one thing. Learning how to maintain all the RV stuff is one thing. So there's just a lot of kinks and twists and turns to it. And even I got caught the other day where I had I broke out the induction cooktop and I had the AC on, and of course it can't do both. And I'm always having a checklist in my head of like, well, I can only do this and have enough energy for that. Or I can run my batteries for a couple hours, but that means I have to have enough solar, and I may have to turn the generator on to get my battery back up. So I think one of the things I'm going to do, just like I did the van, was I'm going to up the lithium to get really a lot more energy. I'm probably going to up the solar panels as well. So once I get that in that happy spot, then I'm going to feel a little better. The water's amazing. 50 gallons of water is pretty darn awesome. I got to tell you, I've taken showers in that thing. I don't go to Planet Fitness anymore. And you know me, I love Planet Fitness. I go to all those things and enjoy it and have a great time. Now I can take a shower, in Best Buy parking lot, anywhere I want to. It's pretty awesome. Pretty darn awesome. Jai says, has anyone ever traveled the Great River Road? I'm thinking about later this month. I don't know, but just by the name of it, it sounds like it may not be there. Sorry. I have to know where that is. 50 gallons for one person is great. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's fantastic. From two people, it's okay. I wash my dishes differently than a lot of people. I primarily just use it for showers. I just do. That's pretty much where my water goes. That's it. Showers, brushing teeth, stuff like that. Simple, easy stuff. It's really easy. Okay, let's get back. Where were we before I got so sidetracked on that? Imagine me. Squirrel. Recalls. We're talking recalls. I'm taking a sip. It's also allergy season, so sorry if my voice is a little hoarse, but it is definitely fall, and definitely recalls. So right now, if you own an RV or a nice really vehicle, I would go to the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, take a look, put in your VIN number, and check to make sure it doesn't have any recall. I know right now the Winnebago Echo has 2 or 3 recalls when it comes to the Spreco, the Sprinter version. So the Sprinter has a U-bolt that needs to be replaced. That will have to be done at a Mercedes dealership. It has the solar recall because unfortunately they put a 30 amp fuse in. It needs to be redone and of course increased. And now One more fun thing, the air conditioning unit seems to not be working as well as it was intended to. So GE is going to have to come up with either a fix, or we might be just switching out the air conditioning units altogether. So if you have a GE air conditioning unit, take a look at those. They're not doing so hot these days. Just saying, not doing so hot. And it could be on multiple brands too. This is one of those things when you purchase an RV, the brand might purchase a lot. When I say a lot, like 500, 1,000 of air conditioning units, or hot water units, whatever it might be. So within those lots, they'll put them on different vehicles. That's why it's really important to put your VIN number in. So go to NTSB and National Transportation Safety Board, put in your VIN and check it out, because there are a lot of recalls happening right now. All right, here we go. The Great River Road follows Mississippi from Minnesota to New Orleans. Ooh, that sounds like fun. I like that. Would be a fun trip. I did do the Natchez Trace one time. That was really cool. That was from Nashville all the way to Natchez, Mississippi. I highly recommend that trip for a lot of people too. That's cool. Do I see our buddy Stanley McFalls, a Southern comedian? What's up, friends? Hey, how are you? Good to see you. And good. Thanks for being here. Do me a favor, if you guys haven't done already, can you hit me a like on whatever you were looking at, Facebook or YouTube? We love having our friends come over from different platforms. It's always a good time. Nice to have you guys here. All right, so we've been talking about weather. We've been talking recalls. Now we need to talk about where am I headed to next? What's next on the agenda, guys? Where's Charlie Grace going? Anybody want to take a guess? This could be a lot of fun. Let's see what you guys think I'm going to, because as you know, when I'm on the road, I have my QR code in the back, and I also have my name on the side, and I'll be driving and people go, "Hey, I just saw you on I-75," or "Oh my gosh, that was so nice to meet you at the Pilot gas station." Always a good time. Okay, here we go. I just got power back here in South Carolina. Wow. Yeah, people are still reeling from it. I'm glad you're okay though, man. I really am. Giant lightning. Go to New Orleans with the wife and me. Oh, that sounds like fun. I could eat my weight in beignets. Crawfish etouffee. Ooh, I could talk food all day. New Orleans. Go to. Is Brennan still there? I love Brennan. Cafe du Monde. Ooh, perfect. Let's go to New Orleans. A broken nomad thinks I need to go to Alaska. Alaska would be fun. I really would like to go to Alaska. You got to time it right. If not, you're staying there for a while. So it's one of those trips. You just got to, there's a sweet spot when it comes to snow and ice and things like that. But if I'm going to Alaska, I'm definitely going to Banff. That's been on my bucket list for a while. Johnny's like, "You got my phone number." Oh, I got your phone number. All right. I love that. I would love to go down to New Orleans. That'd be a good time. Actually, I'm going to South Carolina, weather permitting, as well as travel permitting. So I will be in South Carolina. I'm going to be at the YouTuber Jamboree in October at Peach Haven Resort in around Gaffney, South Carolina. So if you're going to go, let me know. If you want to go, let me know. We do have a couple spots left, I believe. I'm not mistaken. But there'll be quite a few. I'll be there. Adventuring with Jeff and Tina will be there. Real Life with Adrian Ruth will be there. Hopefully Columbus Mark will be there. There'll be a lot of people. But we all used to get together in the fall. It was a lot of fun. And we still try to do it once a year. But somehow these hurricanes, they keep, messing up our get-togethers when it comes to the season. So we'll have to see how it goes. But I'm going to be there, very excited. And then after that, if all goes well, I will be helping out on some of the efforts in Eastern Tennessee. I've got a few people I need to check out, as well as maybe going to an overlanding event in Eastern Tennessee. So we'll see how that goes. Really cool. Really excited. Let me know where you guys are going to be in October. Any big trips coming up? Anything you want to share with us? Anyone going to Alaska? I know there's a lot of people who are making trips and ideas of going to Alaska. Jai's like, "I'm up for Alaska, but not this time of year." Yeah, I know. Like I said, it's all about the timing. All about the timing. Got to figure out when is the right time to go. That's like 20 miles from. Well, there you go, Stanley. You need to come over for the day. You need to look it up, and I think it's a Peach Haven Resort. And come over on a Saturday and just visit and say, "Hey, come over and say hi." If you want to go camping with us, that's great too. But yeah, we'll be there for the weekend. It'll be really, really nice. I'm excited to see some friends. I was going to Tampa, but not now. Yeah, you think? Yeah, I wouldn't be going to Tampa anytime soon. And I know there are people there. My heart is going out for them. It's going to be rough. We do have a lot of people now that are in the transportation industry, whether it be driving trucks, flying airplanes. It's going to be a little tough getting around. And I know they really do need to start stocking up, because things could happen. Also need to think about fuel. I know last time we had a hurricane down there, we had issues with fuel. So make sure your gas tanks are full, guys. Make sure your fuel tanks are topped off just in case, because it's gonna be hard. And get an extra like 5 gallon can. Get an extra can of fuel just to keep around because you never know. It's better to get now than wait in line for an hour when you really, really need it. I know. I digress. So let's talk about what's coming up. We have lots of guests coming up in this next month. We've got our friends from Van Up Outfitters. Very excited. They're going to talk about peace loving vans. Oh my gosh, these things are coming right around the corner, making plans for different events. We're going to have our friends talking about different kinds of products. I have a competitor to the Clam. Ooh, remember the Clam? Those tents, those big screen tents. We're going to be talking to people who are innovating new things. Like, why do you need a product called a gas stop? And what exactly is that? Trust me, you're going to want one. They're really handy. Here we go. Stanley's saying, it's not bad here on the roads. That's good. I'm glad it's not bad because we're going to be driving down that way. Get some jerry cans. Yes. Get some preparedness stuff and get out there and get ready. But yeah, we're going to be having a lot of different guests in the next few weeks. Every Monday, 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern, we'll be putting on a show and talking about hot topics, having some guests to talk about their ideas, and just giving you some tips and tricks for things for traveling on the road. So, with that being said, I am going to cut tonight short a little bit because my voice, I'm having a little, I call it fall allergy season. It's definitely upon me. So, thank you guys for being here, and we will see you next week. In the meantime, do me a favor, check my channel and go and check out my latest adventure vlog video about the Badlands. I got to go this past summer. It was really, really cool. I got to admit, I think you guys, it's worth a drive out there, and then you can go to the Badlands and go to the Black Hills while you're there. Go check out Custer and Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse. Those videos are going to be coming up very shortly, and then yeah, you can see if it's something you might want to put on your bucket list too. So until then, everybody have a great night and a great week, and we'll talk to you guys later.